What's up? What's up? It's your brother New Breed coming through with another live stream. What's going on with you all? Hope everybody is elevating and operating on a high frequency. I know it's a bit dark in here, like I'm in a shaded area, but nonetheless, hopefully y'all can hear me clearly. I got some words of motivation. As y'all enter the broadcast, make sure you pound the like button on your way in. You know, a lot of you all have been abandoned, counted out, downtrodden, isolated from family. A lot of y'all have been read for filth, talked about to no end, smear campaigns left and right. And a lot of times in your most vulnerable moments in life, that's when all hell broke loose. At those crossroads where you had major decisions to make, where you had a lot on your table. And it seemed like when there was a great change coming within your life, that was the time where everybody took the opportunity to try to kick you while you were down and out. And they never thought for a second that you would rise through obscurity and not only survive, but succeed. And the scriptures tell us that the Lord will make a table for you right in the face of your enemies. Yeah, that he will make a table for you. Meaning, he would build you up and your enemies will have to watch your blessings. Now imagine the same people who hated you, who prayed on your downfall, who, wished the worst for you, have to sit up there and actually watch you be blessed. It's like they can't help but to view you from a distance. Now, we know that word was prophetic because now you're in a social media age where you got a lot of onlookers in the backgrounds lurking and scoping and peeping what you got going on. They don't say anything. Nah. They remain in the cuts and the crevices. You never get a congratulations. You never get any of those things. Don't expect that. In fact, they're deterred in the spirit. In fact, they're frustrated because you're making a way. The Lord is blessing you. And those monitoring spirits are all around us. All around us. They thought you were worthless. They thought that you didn't have it in you. They literally counted you out. They said, this person right here is nobody. This is nothing. And now a lot of them are quiet. A lot of them don't have nothing to say. A lot of them are completely on hush mode. Why is that? Because they are in shame. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of your enemies are in shame right now. And while you're being blessed and the Lord is preparing a way for you, while he's preparing a way for you, their life is constantly going into shambles. Oh, they quiet now. What can they say? All of the times they projected, all of the times they lied. And let me tell you, just hone in on the projections that they gave a lot of you all. When they were praying on your downfall, when they were accusing you, all the false accusers, all the accusations and all the lies and slanders that was put out on your name. And somehow, some way, the Most High exposed them as being projectors, being the ones who were actually doing the things you were being accused of. How many of you all can relate? You were being accused of the things that they were doing behind closed doors, behind the curtains in the dark. It was them the whole time. And now the Lord is exposing them. While he's exposing them, you're steady rising, you're steady elevating. Don't curse your blessings. Don't turn back, brothers and sisters. Because those same people who didn't believe in you, those same people not only are frustrated that you're rising, but those very same people, if you allow them back in, they're going to try to take you out. So you got to stay humble and stay rising. Somebody said the person called me a year ago to see what I was doing up to. She turned on me at our job we're on. I told her I was doing great. LOL. She started talking slow. Right. You know, some of them will try to tap back in to see how you doing, just to see if you survived, because you wasn't meant to make it. You were going through what you were going through. The snares that they set for you. They put these obstacles and roadblocks in front of you. And sometimes they will actually circle back. They'll double back just to see if you made it through that. Just to see, did that person actually make it through? And then when they see you years from now, a month from now, months from now, and you are still elevating, and you're still prospering, and you're still, even if you're just grinding, making it, they didn't expect that. They didn't expect when they all abandoned you, when they all talked bad about you, when they all lied on you, when they all deserted you. They didn't expect to see you a year from now still progressing in life. They didn't expect that. And now that it's happening, they are full of shame. They are full of guilt. And this is why, chosen ones, you have to continue on the righteous path. You have to keep honoring God's law, statutes, and commandments, because it was the Most High who protected you. It was the Most High who brought you through that Damascus road. When they all wrote you off and they casted you out, a lot of them referred to you as sacrilegious. Why? Because you got out of the mainstream religion and started following the Bible. A lot of them, they casted a lot of names on you. And somehow, some way, the Lord still pulled you through all of those obstacles. So you really got to be grateful. You got to be humble. You got to be grateful. And you got to understand that this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. What you have to understand is, if you continue down this path, the road less traveled, your blessings are going to be beyond belief. Beyond belief. They're not going to be able to quite fathom how much the Lord has given you. And you're going to be plenteous, ladies and gentlemen. This is what you have to understand. You have to wrap your mind around the scriptures. In Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, a lot of people talk about the curses that was given if you don't honor God's law, statutes, and commandments. But once you honor those commandments, once you honor those laws, once you live by those set of rules that he's given you, there's many, many blessings that come. And a lot of people like to ignore the word. They like to ignore it, claim that they are godly, claim that they are in the truth, when the Bible says they show a form of godliness, but they deny the power thereof. Meanwhile, while you're keeping those commandments, while you're striving, you know, you're being blessed, and it will manifest. Your blessings will start to come. All of the things that you've envisioned will come true. All of the things that you've seen will come true. Outside of the weary web of mainstream religion. And I want to say something, because I want to respond to, and this is, you know, I'm going to go back to the topic here, but there was a person that commented on my previous broadcast, and what she said was something to the degree of, And I'm bringing this up for a reason. She says something to the degree of she's a part of a church, an organization that's mainstream within the Israelite community, which I won't say which church they are. And she's seen a video when I was in the RV and I was speaking about off-grid living and I was speaking about communal living. And she came in there and voiced her opinion about what I have going on and whatever the case may be. And she compared it to her church. And she said, we're going to go into the wilderness one day. So, our church is pretty much not concerned. Our church is not concerned with, preparing for the future, grabbing, getting land and things of that nature. And see, I have to speak to that because that's not good. That's not good if your church has churches everywhere, but they don't think it's important to get land and prepare for the people. And this very same person said that she has opportunity to get land, but she's not even interested in owning any property based on what her church is teaching about the quote unquote wilderness. See, this is what you need to understand. The scriptures tell us that we will be in the wilderness of the people. In the wilderness of the people. So that false doctrine that's being taught over there is leading a lot of people astray. And this person defended that church by saying, if the elders, if it was put on their heart, if the Most High put it on their heart, I'm sure they would have done it. So what you're saying essentially is the Most High put it in their heart to build churches everywhere, but not prepare a place for our people. So I'm responding to this because that weighed on me. Like listening to that weighed on me a little bit, because it's like, I can't believe that, you would pass on a opportunity to own property because you believe that we're all going to be pushed in some type of wilderness because that's what your church is teaching. It's nonsense. Take the opportunities that are presented. And I didn't say the church name. A lot of y'all watch them. I don't agree with a lot of their doctrine. I used to be a person who watched them avidly, and I don't watch them anymore because I think that they are not bringing out anything that is relevant in this time. But nonetheless, you have to understand that the Lord is preparing a table for you. And, you cannot be involved in these cults where it's like, I move, you move. When the Bible talks about the wilderness, it's talking about the wilderness of the people. All right. You're in the wilderness now. All of you brothers and sisters who have been abandoned by family, abandoned by friends, lied on, casted astray, isolated. All you brothers and sisters who have had to grow up in these conclaves they call cities, all you brothers and sisters who have experienced nothing but the worst coming from people. You get mean mugs and cold stares everywhere you go. You never quite feel normal. You always feel like you're out of place everywhere you go, like you're on a totally different frequency and wavelength than everybody else. That's because you're in the wilderness. This is the wilderness. We're in the wilderness of the people. What the Bible commands us to do is to be set apart, meaning get out of these cities, get out of the places where wicked ones dwell, get out of these communities where people don't have your best interests at heart, and be amongst the like-minded. That's what the scriptures is talking about, being set apart. In order to do so and not be partakers of her sins, you have to actually, make moves. You have to show action. You have to show improved. So what that church is teaching about the wilderness is a lie. It's not true. It's false doctrine. Don't get caught up in that. Don't get caught up in that, because you will be stagnant. You need to be behind leadership that have direction, not just building churches everywhere. It's time for ascension phase. And it's not about competition. Somebody says no competition. It ain't competition. Because you didn't hear me call their names out. But if you have these camps teaching wilderness, but they're not, and that's their excuse for not taking the proper steps when they are being funded by the people. They got churches everywhere. They're getting collections everywhere, but they're not building anything for the people to live on. That is a problem, ladies and gentlemen. You have to understand that. And it's not about me being disrespectful towards the lessons they teach. Listen, a lot of ways that you all view social media these days is you're learning something from everywhere. You're learning a little here, a little there, a little here, a little there. I don't agree with that. I think you need a strong foundation. You need to be rooted in the word, and then you move on and until it's something else you need to learn, right? Or if you are under guidance from somebody who is bringing you to a direction where you can be self-sufficient, because that's the name of the game. Like, we want brothers and sisters to be self-sufficient, to learn the skills needed to survive anywhere and everywhere in the world. That's the goal. That's what Unlimited Potential Farms is all about. And it's up from here. And we're not about trying to keep people under our tutelage. Literally. We get more blessings if we're teaching people how to be self-sufficient and sustain. Churches haven't, we had churches around for centuries. They've done nothing for us. That's not working. Literally, it's insane to keep doing the same thing thinking it's going to work. That's insanity. So to the sister, get that land. And if your church, if that's how you think that you should pass up on an opportunity like that because of your church, then you're under the wrong guidance. You're under the wrong guidance. I'm just telling you straight up. And this is the thing, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of people are going to say a lot of things about you. They're going to cast judgment. I had somebody compare me to Jim Jones in my comment section. They literally compared me to Jim Jones. I'm talking about not the rapper, but drink the Kool-Aid Jim Jones. Just because, there's a vision here where we want to self-sustain. So these are the things that we got to endure. And I know a lot of y'all endure a lot of insults, a lot of hatred, a lot of malice, a lot of jealousy, just because you're doing something different. They didn't think you would survive doing something different, ladies and gentlemen. It seemed to be some of the goals that you all had seem to be impossible. It's so outside the pocket. It's so outside of the normal. It's so different. It's so peculiar. The moves that some of you have made, the ideas that some of you all have had, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, they compared me to the Jamestown Massacre because I don't know, I'm promoting off-grid living and communal living. But nonetheless, some of the things and ideas y'all have are so unique that off the break, they counted you out before you were even able to walk in those footsteps. Before you were even able to take those steps, they didn't believe it would work until it all manifests. Let me tell you something. And a lot of power comes from the tongue, ladies and gentlemen. You got to keep speaking positive reinforcement on your life. Understand how much power words hold. The place you want to be, this time next year, you can speak it into existence. You can believe it. All you got to do is have the faith of a mustard seed and speak it. And I can tell you right now, the person you're watching right now, myself, Brother New Breed, this time next year, there's going to be so many things that manifest that y'all going to see coming from me. There's going to be so much. Y'all going to look at the person I am now, and in a year from now, y'all going to see so much growth, and so many things are going to be built in the Almighty's name. Y'all going to see community. Y'all going to see a whole town of chosen ones. Not on the internet. You're going to see a community in real life. And then some people not even going to believe what they said. Like, wow, this brother really, he said it was going to happen, and it happened, because the Almighty is going to make it possible. Why? Because I believe and I'm speaking it. By this time, listen, in the next couple years from now, y'all going to see Some big changes. Y'all gonna see some things being built. And I'm gonna be one of the biggest on this YouTube platform, by the way, too. All of the times that they hid the platform, all of the real content that was being made, where it was real investigative journalist work being done, all the times they, they promoted others, and all of that over. Listen, all of the things that's deserved are going to come. All of those things are going to come, and then when it happens, people are going to be thrown back. A lot of people going to be thrown back, and this is one thing I want y'all to realize, chosen ones. One thing you got to realize, some people in your life like when you at a lower state. They stick around when you're not doing so well, or when you're at a barrier that you can't quite break. And then once you break that barrier, once you actually succeed, then they know where to be found. So a lot of your day ones won't be there when you make it, ladies and gentlemen. It's like they were struggle bonding with you because you were both in some type of struggle, and you may be the one that break the mold. You may be the one who rise up and get out of the struggle, and you would think that they would be happy for you because they were struggling with you. But no, that's not how it goes. That's not how it goes. It's like they really didn't want to see you win. They wanted you to struggle like they are. And you got to be careful not to be that person too, brothers and sisters. You got to be careful not to be that individual who essentially is building with a person and you struggling with them and they make it. You need to applaud them because your time is coming. Your time is coming. Everybody had their time. Everybody had their time. Somebody said 2024. Yes, 2024 is going to be a huge year. 2024 is going to be a huge year. There's already a lot happening in this exposure season, in this time of exposure. That's what's happening right now. All the ones who gaslit you, all the ones who spied on you, all the monitoring spirits are exposing themselves. They're exposing themselves. You see Hollywood being exposed. I see that P. Diddy just dropped from Revolt TV. I see all of these things going on with these celebrities. Usher getting exposed. This one getting exposed. That one getting exposed. Why do you think that's happening? Because the Most High wants to give you an ample opportunity to choose this day whom you're going to serve, which direction you're going to go. Somebody said, nobody and no one can break a man or a woman seeking their happiness from the Most High. Absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, I want everybody watching to get the likes up. We got to get over 1,000 likes every time. When you come through a New Breed broadcast, you got to hit the like button. Because what they don't like is the fact that there's positivity over here. They don't like the fact there's edification over here. They don't like the fact that, we can maintain an audience without crashing out, without being a 50-year-old man out here crashing out, acting foolish. They don't like the fact that we don't have to turn to charades and antics. They don't like the fact that we can just be real, be ourselves. They don't like that. Daniel 12:4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up thy words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. That's absolutely right. And what that scripture is pertaining to is people running around like chickens with their heads cut off, confused. Because why? They're feeding into the confusion. It's also talking about Daniel sealing up the books of knowledge that are being revealed to the modern prophets of this day to know how to maneuver in the last days. We're increasing in knowledge. We're learning how to be substantial in our walk and our endeavors. We're gaining momentum. The chosen ones are gaining momentum. And they never thought that y'all would make it. They never thought y'all would gain momentum. Some of y'all's past relationships, and I'm speaking about intimate relationships. Some of your past intimate relationships, the person who left you, they're regretting it right now. They're regretting it right now. They're wishing that they never left you. and they're feeling it. And when you're gone, they can feel that your presence was needed. It wasn't something that was wanted. They needed you around. And this goes for friends and family too. And better believe, in your absence, oh man, in your absence, they are suffering in your absence. Why? Because they were in the presence of a chosen one, of an enlightened one. They were in the presence of somebody who had direction. And they realized just how callous life is without that light. Without that light around them, they realized just how cold and cruel the world really is and how empty the world really is. And they'll never admit it. Some of them are ashamed of themselves for how they treated you, but they won't never apologize. They will never ask for any forgiveness from you or the Most High, because they are fixated on ruining your walk out of jealousy and envy. Somebody said, man, they be watching for your downfall. Better believe it. And when it don't happen, these riches of the world ain't nothing. Right. Oh, they be watching. Listen, let me say this, bro. Every time they see you, their heart rate goes up. Because jealousy is something else. It affects their health, ladies and gentlemen. Every time they see you, their heart rate speeds up. Dark matter begins to secrete out of their heart, pumping all through their body. They get excited when they see you, but in a negative way. Every time you walk out your home and you live in your life and you doing what's right, or you show up at your workplace and you got a smile on your face and you doing what you need to do, every time they see you, that jealousy is killing them. It's literally killing them. It's choking them out. That's what you need to understand. You just succeeding, surviving, and staying on the right path, staying out of trouble, staying out of gossip, staying away from certain forces, is killing your enemies. You're literally killing them. They're dying without you. They're dying without feeding off your energy. I'm going to tell you this right now, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, it's high time to prepare, because there's so many blessings that are awaiting us. But here's the conundrum that we're faced with today. Although the Lord and pulled y'all out of obscurity, out of the muck, out of the mire, there's things that you got to do as well to be ready. You must understand. Hold on, let me see here. Let's get this. This is what I need y'all to know. And I know I'm in a shaded area, maybe looking a little bit dark in here, but bear with me. Let me preface it this way. Recently, days ago, Bill Gates just announced that really soon, the United States of America, the American citizens, can expect to only work 3-day work weeks. 3-day work weeks. Why? Because of artificial intelligence. Now, I'm bringing this up for a real reason. Now, if you can't see what's happening right now, then all the blessings that you work for, it can slip through your fingers. You may be sustaining at your workplace. You may be thriving and succeeding, right? But if you get caught off guard to what's coming to America because of your disobedience and not moving accordingly, then you have just basically cursed your blessings. One thing we learned when the pandemic hit, when that hit, we learned that nothing is for certain. There's a lot of uncertainty. You get decisions to make in order to just keep your gig, keep your job. There's another wave of that coming. There's another wave of that coming. The question is, are you going to be maneuvering accordingly in these times, in these dire times, to actually prepare for what's next. Because if you look at it, ladies and gentlemen, you can see who's doing the work. You can see who's going in the right direction. You can see who's preparing. There's a police officer walking behind my car. Y'all seen her? There's a police officer. But seriously, somebody said, yeah, like that on The Wizard of Oz, when someone threw water on her, that explains why they don't want to get baptized. Or I'm not sure what you're talking about. Somebody said they don't have the peace and joy what we have. Absolutely. Somebody said we must also get our passports because it will come a time where we must flee and go to a better place for real, for real. Yes, I think everybody should be passport ready. I don't really like the word flee. I understand that that word is scriptural and people use that word a lot. But remember, the Bible says the wicked flee when no man pursue. The wicked flee when no man pursue. I don't particularly like the word flee, but what I will say is in the future we should put certain things in place. Once things get unbearable out here, and it's already happening. I mean, things are happening real quick. Things are escalating very quickly. Let's just call it relocate. You might want to relocate. But in order for you to relocate and survive, you need to learn how to be self-sufficient. You need to feel what it's like not to pay rent every month, not paying $2,000 in rent every month just to barely make it. You need to know what it feels like to work and actually save up what you're making. And that's what Unlimited Potential Farms is about. You actually being in a position to do so. Taking a lump sum, building something that you can live in, purchasing something you can live in, living there, working your job, saving up, and then wherever you want to go in life, you can go. Wherever you want to go. You might want to, after you get to Unlimited Potential Farms, I guarantee once you amongst the like-minded, once you are amongst God's people, the chosen ones, you ain't gonna want to leave. I know that. I know that for a fact. It ain't gonna be nowhere else in the world that you would rather be. And if we leave, we all leave together. Because that's what it's about. But the way I'm speaking right now, this sounds impossible. It sounds like an impossibility. Somebody said network marketing and business ownership. That's what we should be into. Because listen, your friends, family, a lot of them counted you out. A lot of them don't believe what you are capable of doing. They think it's crazy not relying on a slave master. They think it's crazy not relying on a slave master. They're in love with their oppressor. They're in love with the system that is constantly beating them down, constantly abusing them, constantly disrespecting them, underpaying them, not giving them what they deserve. You're not making what you deserve. They're so used to being under the rule and thumb of these people. Chosen ones don't think that way. We don't think that way. We think outside of the box. Let's see. Somebody say, yes, New Breed, you are right. When you are hurting the most, they do all kinds of heartbreaking things to keep you down and hurting, and be glad that you are down. That is a fact. I mean, think about it, ladies and gentlemen. In the very worst times of your life, when there was a crossroads where you was met with great tribulation. And I don't know, this is how the Most High always works, man. It's like at a time where you met with great tribulation and you need people there the most. That's when they show their true colors. Why? Because they think you down and out. And they don't understand the Lord sent you here with a purpose. You came here with a purpose. Even if they kick you while you down and out, you came here with a purpose. And you're not giving up. You're not giving in. Just because people gave up on you, don't mean you gave up on yourself. That's the thing. That's what these people don't understand. This is what these witches, warlocks, gang stalkers, perpetrators, so-called friends and family. Listen, what they don't understand is you ain't give up on you, and the Most High surely haven't gave up on you. Out of all my years of reading the Bible, I have never seen the Almighty God forsake the righteous. I've never seen it happen. It's not there. There's not one scripture where he forsake or forsook the righteous. It's not there. He's never left you abandoned, never left you stranded. Even in the times where you were in the wrong, even in the times where you were doing things you weren't even supposed to do. Even when he was angry at you, he still lifted his hand up and picked you up out of your sin and out of the mess that you placed yourself in. That's the same God that these people going against when they count you out. That's the same Almighty God that these people went against when they went against you. I'm telling you. Somebody said so true. All praises. That's what's up, man. I'm glad y'all understand where I'm coming from, because everybody can't speak this language and everybody can't understand this language. See, we weird to them. We just clowns to them. This is a clown show for them. Because you got these wannabe gangsters and wannabe gangbangers on YouTube, wannabe street dudes, that when you speak of the Most High, that ain't nothing to them. Oh, they just clowns. Nah, listen. If you ain't got the Almighty in your life, if you ain't got the Most High in your life, you a lame. You a lame. Because better believe, chosen ones done been through it all, just like these damn clowns on YouTube. Just like these people out here who can't get out their own feelings. Just like these people out here who think they the only person in the world going through something. These people, all they do is count their losses and never their blessings. That's all they do. All these toxic YouTubers that's just feeding off of other people's energy. Feeding off of people's energy. They act like chosen ones ain't been through incarceration. They act like chosen ones ain't been through all manners of hatred. They act like you brothers and sisters ain't seen the worst. Some of y'all was abused as children. Some of you all have seen it all. Some of you all was alienated from your family. Some of you all had to face entire communities by yourself. Some of you all were born and raised in occult families. Some of you all grew up in homes where your mom and dad was doing, fighting every night, and you had to hear these things where some of you all overcame drug abuse and addiction. But you got these people on here who making millions of dollars on YouTube acting like they the only victims. And that's the stuff that people are following. And, here's one thing about it. And while I'm on this topic, I'm going to put this out here. Let's make this very clear. All of you dysfunctional people out there, you dysfunctional YouTubers, Hassan Campbell, the one who showed up in my live stream on Thanksgiving Day, when he's supposed to be healing himself after being allegedly shot. He pops up in my live stream on Thanksgiving Day, right? People like you and others. Let me make this very clear. I'm going to say this loud and clear. You're going to be responsible for the people that you're leading. The people who watching your platform, the people that, that been following you, the same people you've been telling about the end of the world and how this is going to happen and how that's going to happen. You're going to be responsible for where these people go. You have a responsibility to lead these people. You think God Almighty going to bless you with a big old platform and bless you with all of these things and all these rudiments and all these resources just so you can make money and wear big ass chains? Just so you can dress like a fifth grader at 50 just so you can be out here showing and gloating and being pompous and worried about numbers. You think that's why? Let me explain this. You think that's why God gave you these platforms, just to worry about how many people are viewing and numbers? No, these are actual souls watching. There's over 1,000 people in this live stream right now, and these are actual people. These ain't bots. These are actual people. These are organic people with thoughts, ideas, spirits, minds, bodies. These are people who've been through things. These are people who are looking for direction. Why? Because we're in a time where society is collapsing right before us. 15-minute cities are coming. Smart cities are coming. Grocery stores are going sky high. Inflation rates are going crazy. You think you wasn't given this position to lead those people? Use your resources to create something to help the people. That dude over there don't even have nothing for the victims of child molestation. And his whole plight, he rose for that, but they ain't gonna put nothing in place for that. You think there's not a judgment coming for you people who are irresponsible with your platforms, making it all about vanity? Dude over there talking about sponsoring a war. What war? Y'all sponsoring what war? A war with himself. That's what y'all sponsoring. You're sponsoring a war of a man going to the projects, humiliating himself and crashing out. That's the war you're sponsoring. That's where you trust your dollars? No, let's build community. Let's do what need to be done. Like I said before, man, there were so many people that I reached out to in the midst of building land, in the midst of actually making moves and doing footwork and trying to put things in place that showed that they really not about this. They really not about the people. They all about a dollar. They all about a dollar. And I don't get nearly as much. Like even right now, look, I've been on for 40 minutes. I have $5 in my super chat. But if I came in here with nothing but drama, guess what? You see that super chat lit up. But this shows you how it go. And it ain't about the money. But I'm showing you this to show y'all to prove a point. I've been in here for 40 minutes. It's 1,100 people in here. $5 super chat. With a person who's actually doing the work. What does that show you? What does that show you? So only the chosen gonna get it. Only the chosen gonna get it. Somebody said violence sells. That's a fact. Somebody said, gather yourselves together, O ye outcasts of Israel. Yep, that's what the scriptures say. Gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. And if you're not going to contribute to the work, at least thumb the video up. At least thumb the video up. We should have well over 1,000 likes. Because it's a lot of jewels being dropped. But people rather support dysfunction. That's the issue. Trauma bonding. Y'all got to stop trauma bonding with people. It got to come a time where you start holding grown men accountable, and you got to literally see what's going on. These men refuse to grow up. They refuse to grow up. And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, they counted you out, but it wasn't over for you. And thanks for the people who are supporting. I do appreciate it. I do appreciate it. Somebody said they're lost souls. Absolutely. And here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Let me make this very clear. When they count you out and you make something of yourself, it is the wrong thing to do when you just gloat, when you become pompous, when you just become full of self-adulation. And that's what you see with a lot of people. It's like, yeah, you've been through a lot. You made something of yourself, but now you got to rub it in everybody's face. Listen, when you do that, you will be never satisfied with your blessings. Because now the idea is to basically defecate on everybody else. Now you're only getting satisfaction by stunting on everybody, by bragging about where you at and what you doing. Now you become arrogant. You do not want to be that person. You have to stay humble in this word, man. When the Lord help you survive the worst of the worst, you gotta stay. That's the thing. You gotta stay humble. Because why the scriptures say what, ladies and gentlemen? Pride comes before the fall. Pride comes before the fall. Somebody said, I'm grateful to have the Most High, his hands on me, and those of my kinsmen who are in the seed of Yasharallah. Absolutely. B-Town, thanks for the contribution. I appreciate it. Lon Diamond, thank you for being a continual supporter. And y'all support Lon Diamond. Support her book where she interviewed me on a spiritual Jamaica retreat. It's called New Breed Old Testament. And you can Google it. Get on Google and Google New Breed Old Testament, and you can see the book that she published, that where she actually interviewed me on the retreat. And it was a very good interview. It was very in-depth. So I met this woman face to face because she showed up, and she's been a continual supporter of this work. She's one of my moderators, been a moderator for a long time, and support her book. Isaiah 40:30. Even youths grow tired and weary, and young men stumble and fail. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar of wings like an eagle. They will run not. Exactly. And that's what's going to happen. While the whole world is growing weary and, contemplating just offing themselves and crashing out, we're going to have direction over here. We're going to have motion over here. We're going to have momentum over here. We're going to take the little that we have and we're going to work with it. We're going to take the little bit we have and we're going to make something shake. And we're going to count our blessings, never our losses. So when y'all see me in here talking about the numbers and all of that, and I'm showing you the difference between the support that comes over here, that's not me counting losses. That's me literally showing you. I'm doing it to make a point that how backwards society is. Because bet your bottom dollar, the little that I have, the little resources that I'm able to work with, the Lord gives me direction and he gives me insight and foresight to be able to use those things the right way. The little bit that I have. Gladiator, thank you for the support as well. T Raw, thank you, says much respect to you and your works. Family, let the Most High continue to bless you, bro. Absolutely, thank you. That's one thing about it. Chosen ones, we have survival skills, man. You know how many people out here who have so much? They have so much, they're filthy rich. And they don't even know how to apply a change. They don't know how to bring forth a change. They don't know how to do anything. That's why I tell you, in the days to come, money is not going to matter. Everybody is going to be living common. The middle class is going to be obliterated. And there's going to be a lot of people out here who are filthy rich who are going to be learning a lot of life lessons from people who are homeless. What you going to do when you can't hide behind your dollars? What you going to do when you can't hide behind the things that you're used to hiding behind? What are you going to do when your character is put to the test? When your integrity is put to the test? When you a grown man and you placed before real men and you have to be accountable for what comes out of your mouth? Or you a woman who claim to be in this truth and now you in the presence of real women. Now you have to be held accountable for the things you say and do. How are you gonna survive then? That's the question. That's why we gotta make sure the intentions of our heart are pure. Yeah, they absolutely do feed off of good energy. They absolutely do. Somebody said, Bree, can we own our lots in NC? That is a great question. Um, so what we're gonna do is we're working out a ledger that's gonna be notarized. And this ledger will have signatures of those who are helping develop, those who are building on the land, those who are ready to move on the land. And those signatures will give you, brothers and sisters, a lifetime access to the land. Meaning, not only you will have ownership of your property, meaning your home that's there, but your children's children, children will have access to that land or that home you built or whatever it is on there. All right? That's how it works. So everything will be done transparently. You know, that's how we're gonna build. So that's a great question. Mike, my brother Mike Monroe, he had a vision for this land years ago. He dreamed of the times that we're living in right now. And all of the brothers he's building with, we have the same vision of a place of peace, of a place of protection, a place of unity, where we're outside the confines of the gang stalking program. Like right now, I just got back in town. I got a flat tire. I ain't even been driving a vehicle. How I get a flat tire? It's probably a nail in it. You know, this is what they do. When you're not around, they flatten your tires and do this weird stuff. I'm looking at the dash now, tire pressure low. But anyway, that's the price of living in their communities, man. It'd be people in the neighborhood just don't like you. Y'all think I'm lying? Look, I don't think I'm lying. Look. Hold on. Got a flat tire. I ain't even been driving the damn thing. I ain't have no flat tire when I left. I ain't had no flat tire when I left. More than likely, I'm gonna take this to get looked at, and guess what? It's gonna be a nail in the tire. How do I know this? Because it happens all the time when I leave my house for too long. Why? Because you have jealous neighbors, you have people that watch, and they go literally do this perp type of behavior. This is what they do. But that's the price of living in these communities. You just can't live in peace. And I know a lot of you all deal with these type of situations. Somebody said, bro, they put a bolt in mine that wasn't even sharp. You had to force the screw in. Exactly. That's how they do it. I've taken this car to the mechanic and had 3 nails in one tire. 3 different nails. And I'm like, what is the chances of that happening? Now, mind you, I live in a gated community. I walk out here. I mind my business. I don't say nothing to nobody. I don't bother nobody. I don't make no noise. I don't do any of that. But this is what happens when you just in the truth. You're a chosen one. So gang stalking is very real, man. It's very real. It's very, very real. Yeah, you have different nicks on your car, different things going on. I mean, it is what it is. It's haters, you know. Somebody said their gas lock was on their tank, like different things like that. Somebody said we had a situation for like about a month where we kept having nails in our tires. We had at least 3 new ones. Yep, that's what they do. That's what they do. And congratulations to King Connect. He has his wrench. Shout out to King Connect. If ye were of the world, John 15:19, if ye were of the world would love his own. But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. See, chosen ones, this is why you hate it. You're not of this world. Your fashions are different than theirs. Your thoughts are different. Somebody said, I'm dealing with that. I'm dealing with that right now. See, there's a lot of people dealing with this tire phenomenon. That's what perps do. They flatten your tires. And ladies and gentlemen, get them likes up over 1,000. Let's get it. Let's get it. Pound that like button. Pound that like button. Because once we hit over 1,000 likes, it puts it in a different algorithm and people can actually see the content, right? Somebody said, I came outside of the gym before with hawk spit on my driver's window. That happened last week. Wow. This is why you belong in a community. Somebody said they steal your mail. Yeah, they actually broke into my mailbox before. Y'all see it, which is a federal crime. High Speed, thank you for the contribution. I appreciate it. Somebody said, how can I join? Well, okay. All of that information will be presented to you in due time. All right. All the information about the land and how to be a part of the community, all of that will be presented to you in due time. Now, of course, ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of work that need to be done before it's livable. All right. Now, with that being said, we have a site that is very similar to GoFundMe, but it's our own site. And if any of the elders, any of the brothers are in the chat and you have that link, if you're watching, share it right now in my chat, because any contribution towards the land will be appreciated. Although I've been taking out of my own pockets to try to help in any way I can, right? But at the end of the day, like I said before, this land is our land. My land, your land, our land. If we want to get some things done on it, there's gonna be a time where we're gonna need some type of funding to get septic done, to get electricity set up. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, when there's work that need to be done, it costs money. It costs money. I wish that everything could be done without money and things was cool like that, but it's not. Somebody said, let's block Abdur Rahman. Somebody block him. Moderator, get Abdur Rahman out of here. But it actually costs. It costs money to start a community, right? It should be common sense to people. One thing about me, my reputation precedes itself. Anything that I have fundraised for and promised to people, it was done. It was done. You understand? I'm a man of my word. I'm not your brother Polite. I'm not your Umar Johnson. I'm not your Hassan Campbell's. I'm not none of these people. That's what you need to understand. I'm not those guys. If I say something, if there's a promise made to the people, if they invest in me in any way or in the land or whatever you are promised, and you actually put your dollars to it, you're gonna get what you were promised. You're gonna get what you were promised. I don't play no games. I'm known for having integrity. This is me. I'm official with this. When it comes to philanthropy work, when it comes to what I say, I'm going to do it. So you need to know that, ladies and gentlemen. That's just my character. I have a reputation for this character. This is why I bump shoulders with some important people. This is why I have a very strong circle of people around me, because I don't lie to the people. And I'm not scamming and skimming, and I'm not an agent. I'm not none of these things. My word is my word. That's all I have. So if I say, hey, y'all, we're going to do this GoFundMe. We need to raise, let's say we need to raise 20,000, right? Hey, look, boom. Look, y'all, we need to raise this 20,000 to set up the electric grid. Y'all, so we can start bringing people in so people can stay. You bet your bottom dollar, it's going to be total transparency. You're going to see the link. You're going to see the money going up, and then you're going to see that damn electric be laid out. And I'm going to be right out there while they doing it. So please understand that, this is how things got to be done at some point. Please understand that. Somebody said, I swear up and down, somebody be messing with my vehicle, and when I get it fixed, I can feel the neighbors be mad when I be driving it again. Right. That's because you don't belong living there. You belong in a community with people that you can trust, with people people that's around you. People, imagine living on a land where all your neighbors are in the truth. All of them serving the Most High. All of them striving for something better. You can trust your vehicles. You can trust your property. You can even trust your food, your crops. Nobody just going to be stealing, running up on your land, none of that. That's how we got to live. That's the only resolution for gang stalking. That is the only solution for us targeting individuals in this community. I'm not going to sit here and keep talking about gang stalking and what we going through and how they're oppressing us and shutting doors of opportunity when there is a solution. There's a way that we can deal with this, and it's up to us to really put our best foot forward. If you're tired of what you're going through, then make your moves. Stop looking for life amongst the dead. You got to be among the living. You got to be among good people. And when the time comes, when we get the development done, that's when we're going to be sending those formal invites. But in the meantime, in between time, all the viewing audience who are interested, I need you to start to change your mind frame. Try to get you some jobs where you can work remotely. Some of the brethren out there, try to get you a job. A lot of jobs are moving to working remotely anyway. And that's in God's plan. AI is replacing a lot of people. They think it's going to harm us, but it's in the Most High's plan, because while that AI is replacing physical jobs, guess what? Y'all going to be getting jobs online. Y'all going to be able to work remotely, which is going to tie right into you being able to build up your own. While you sitting there working remotely from a computer, boom, next couple hours you out there planting your gardens, doing your seeds, congregating with the mighty men, congregating with the good sisters, and you're living free. So I advise that you brothers start changing your mind frame, understanding that you got to start to more so think freely. How could you make $1 while you're sleeping? How can you make $1 while you're working on your land? How can you begin to transition to financial freedom and not have to pay $2,000 a month for rent? Now, while you're thinking of this thing and you're watching the content, as things develop, as things are developing, I need you all to participate in any way you can, because we can make this a reality. And shout out to Floridian Rollo. He says the gig and online better than minimum wage and rent. Right. Absolutely. So it's like you got to start to change your mindset if you're going to prepare for this. Real talk. And, thank you for the contribution. I am King Morton. I appreciate the support. Yeah, these people be doing all kind of witchcraft, sorcery, magic. There's a lot of hatred that goes on, man, when the chosen ones are winning. But we got to be amongst each other. So anytime I'm speaking about gang stalking and targeting individuals, I'm doing it from an area where I can give the people a solution. So, man, all praises to the Almighty. I got to go get air in my tire. Hopefully there's no nail in it, but it just goes with the territory. I'm going to go get some air in the tire, make a couple moves. And I want y'all to turn those post notification bells on, because I'm going to be going live. You never know. I've been on vacation, so I haven't been going live as much. But I'm back now, and there's a lot of content to cover. So, listen, all praises to the Most High. Thank y'all for showing up and supporting the work. Those who have supported, those who have liked the video. We got more videos coming. If you like to support the work, newbreed.love. Get yourself some love notes. It stimulates our economy. All right. All praises to the Most High. With that being said, shalom and peace.